All right, Bears Nation, let's talk about it. This is your Bears game 8. This is your Bears game 8 recap. And in game 8, the Bears get the win over the Bengals 47-42, and that now improves the Bears record to 5-3 on the year. Defensively, the Bears had 3 turnovers. Defensively, the Bears had three turnovers today. A forced fumble, which was caused by Austin Booker on a sack of Joe Flacco to start the fourth. That fumble was recovered by Gervon Dexter Sr. We had the Bears defense had 2 interceptions, one by Tremaine Edmonds and one by Nahshon Wright at the end of the game on the Hail Mary by the Bengals. The Bears defense had 3 sacks on the day. One by Montez Sweat, one by newly acquired C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the Chicago Bears, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and one by Austin Booker to start the fourth. Our leading tackler today was Tyrique Stevenson with 6 solo tackles. Offensively, our leading receiver was our rookie tight end who had a coming up party day. 6 receptions, 118 yards, and 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore added in 72 yards receiving. DJ Moore added in 72 yards receiving. The other 2 touchdowns through the air were by Olamide Zaccheaus and on a trick play from DJ Moore to Caleb Williams. Olamide Zaccheaus and Caleb Williams had the other 2 touchdowns receiving. Our leading rusher today was our rookie, who was RB1, Kyle Monangai. He also had a breakout game day with 176 yards. With 176 yards rushing. Caleb Williams added in 53 yards rushing. Speaking of Caleb Williams was 28 of 34. All right, guys, had to double check. But Caleb Williams, speaking of Caleb Williams, he had a very good day today. He was 20 of 34 for 280 yards, and he had 3 touchdowns through the air and only 2 sacks. So keeping them sacks down this year compared to last year. No turnovers for Caleb today, so that was the main thing. Wow, what a game is all I can say. But anyways, your defensive player of the game, I could give it to the defense as a whole. I'm going to have to say, I'm just going to give it to, you know what? I'm going to give it to the newly acquired C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I'm going to give defensive player of the game to the newly acquired Chicago Bears, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, with 5 solo tackles and a sack on the day. Defensive player game is going to be C.J. Gardner-Johnson with. So yeah, defensive player of the game for the Bears today is going to be newly acquired C.J. Gardner-Johnson with 5 solo tackles and 1 sack. Your offensive player of the game is going to be. I'm going to give it to the rookie. Oh boy, this is a hard one because it's a toss-up between Caleb and Colson. You know what? For the first time ever, I'm going to give co-offensive player of the games to Caleb Williams, 20 of 34 for 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 INTs. Or not 2. So for the first time ever, we're going to have co-offensive players of the game and co-overall player of the games. And I'm going to give the co-offensive player of the game and co-player of the game to Caleb Williams and Colson Loveland. Their stats were Caleb Williams, 20 of 34, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, only 2 interceptions. I don't know why I keep saying that. So your co-offensive players of the game and your co-players of the game are going to be Caleb Williams and the rookie Colston Loveland with. Actually, I'm going to give it to 3 guys. Never mind, guys. I'm going to give co-offensive player of the game and I'm going to give co-offensive player of the game and co-player of the game to three guys, and that's going to go to Caleb Williams, Colston Loveland, and Kyle Monangai, and their stats were as follows. See if I can get this right this time. Caleb Williams, 20 of 34, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, and sacked twice. No interceptions by Caleb Williams. And Caleb also had 53 yards on the ground. Colston Loveland, 6 receptions, 118 yards, and 2 touchdowns, including the game winner. Akama Nangai, 176 yards rushing. There you have it all. What a heck of a game. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just when it looked like the Bears were dead, and Bengals came back there and outscored us 15-0 in the last 2 minutes of the game. I thought the Bears were done for, but we got the ball back with about 58 seconds, and on a third and 10, and on a 3rd and 10, a game-winning 50 or 53-yard touchdown to Colston Loveland for the win. Heck yeah. Oh boy. Bears sitting at 5-3. Couldn't be more prouder of this team this year. Putting up a fight every week. The only bad game we've really had is the Lions game. If you go back to that Vikings game, the first game, this team should be 6-2. I mean, this team shouldn't have 3 losses. They should have 2 losses. But, and I feel like every week we got to play against the refs. I mean, the defense, yeah, they let up 42 points today, but they got the job done in the end. Our offense did their thing. Caleb proved he's a guy. So the haters, can you just stop for 1 week now? Caleb put up 3 touchdowns. Yeah, he's had a bad week the last couple weeks, but I think he's the guy. He proved today. He won a game for us. Great job to Caleb. Anyways, Bears' next game is next week. The Bears' next game. So, yeah, I'm just sick of the hate on Caleb. I'm one of his biggest detractors, but he's playing very good this year. He's improving. This team's improving every week. But go Bears. Next game, next Sunday at home against the Giants. Let's go Bear. Bear down. Let's go Chicago.